Hi, good morning. I'm Raleigh Brown. It's another curve flattening concert, number 676. And it's a beautiful morning here in southeast Pennsylvania. I welcome some of you in here. On YouTube, we have Keith Shaw and Dave Van Allen and Steve DeHaas, who I just saw on the interwebs. And he's going to go see Richard Smith this afternoon. Richard Smith's a great guitar player, originally from England, who has settled in Nashville. And I'm sure you'll love that concert, Steve. Tell him I said hi. Michael Tiersten is here. Rhonda Scott Merrick, Audrey Bernheimer, Linda Worster, Tom Dietz, Slim Edelman, Aretta Wauk, and Ron, who I saw last night at the Mark Cosgrove concert. Kathy Marzik and Rhonda Scott Merrick and John Hubner and Ken Nashif. Bunch of friends here already, and hopefully there will even be more. So we could start out. Charlie the dog is snoozing right where he was when I took this picture of him a little while ago. So here he is. It's just, he has his eyes opened in that one, but he's mostly just sleeping. I think he saw me pick up the phone and he knew there was going to be a camera moment. So I see Heidi and Jerry are here from foggy Colorado, and Donna Greenberg and Mike Stillman out there in Joshua Tree, California. And like that. So I say hello to you all. I will clink with you with the Ann Mintz Clinkophonic mug that says clink on it. You can see that right there. I'm clinking with water today. I've already maxed out on coffee this morning. But water is good. And here we go. On the road long ago, back when my ducks were all in a row, up on stage with an old friend, we played our songs, we took a break, and I made my first mistake. My whole life's been up and down since then. I was standing there with a glass of beer, just taking in the atmosphere, when an old flame snuck in and stole a kiss. Now if I knew now what I knew, if I knew then what I know now, probably would have known just how destiny would steal much more than this. Fate is such a funny thing. A life can turn on the beat of a butterfly's wing. Time so bitter, time so sweet, and it all began on Hessler Street. And from that day my life changed, all my plans were disarranged. I was living under a spell. I'd love to blame somebody else, but I had done it to myself. In time I knew it all too well. The summer went by in a flash. My former life had turned to ash. There was no one to whom I could return. When the whole thing fell apart, there I sat with my broken heart, and one sad lesson to learn. Fate is such a funny thing. A life can turn on the beat of a butterfly's wing. Time's so bitter, time's so sweet. It all began on Hessler Street. Now if I could go back and take one more try at that first mistake, there's no telling where I'd be. But you roll the dice, you take your shot, and you learn to live with what you've got. What could have been remains a mystery. Fate is such a funny thing. A life can turn on the beat of a butterfly's wing. Time's so bitter, and time's so sweet. It all began on Hessler Street. Everything turned on Hessler Street. My First Mistake is the name of that song. And I see a bunch of other people have checked in here. I'll say some hellos. Michael Miller's here from North Carolina. My buddy Linda Pasqua Blaze. Amy Roach and Annie Payne. Hey Annie, I've been seeing some of your goddess-like posts of canning and such. And sorry not to be with you guys out there in Moab this year. Deb Libby Clark is here, and Kate Mack is here, and Donna Greenberg, and my good friend Ann Mintz of the aforementioned Clinkophonic Mug and of the soon-to-be instrumental. Rhonda Scott Mara, Keith Shaw, Rich McConnell with Mary, Sam, Bell, and Rich himself saying hello. Now, Mary is Rich's lovely wife, and Sam and Bell are the dogs. Sam is a gigantic... What is Sam? I think he's supposed to be a lab, but he's built more like a Rhodesian Ridgeback or something. And Belle is an Australian cattle dog. Dave Mason is here from Scotland, and Michael Miller I said hi to. Mike Verbeck in Pittsburgh area. And I said hi to Kathy. Brian Kuiper. Hey, Brian. Kate Petrella down there in Florida. I hope you're recovering from the weather down there. Charlie Bryant is here. He's in his car. And but the only time he's happy is when he plays his guitar. I would be willing to bet. All righty. And Slim says, I seem to have fixed the issue that caused my Friday live stream to crash and suddenly end. Sorry about that, Slim, and hope it's all fixed up. So next up here we have an instrumental which was originally called Salvo e Pepe. If you have my Sunday morning CD, that's what's called on there. But Ann Mintz liked it so much that I renamed it. So now it is Salvo and Ann Mintz. And here we go. Salvo and Ann Mintz, dedicated to my dear friend of these 45 years, 44 years. And I see Kevin Stevenson's here. Hey, Kevin. He's another great guitar player and a lovely guy who lives out in California. Who else? Debbie Daniels and Laura Jackson Selden, the Gibson Girl, and Eben Atwater in the Great Pacific Northwest. Marlene Burke. Hi, Marlene. Sorry I couldn't fulfill your request. Kathy Craw is here from Canada. And good to see you, Kath. And we miss you at Sam W. Hope you'll be back sometime. And Carol Pred, I think Carol Pred I said hi to, but if not, Wen Warren and Janelle. All the usual suspects. So next up is a Phil Oakes song. This was, might have been requested by Kit Sarikaku. She often requests it. And even though she's probably asleep in her little bed on Oahu, I will play it and she can hear it on the replay. Hi, Phil DeFranco. And this is a song it's got a very characteristic guitar accompaniment to it, which is what first drew me to it when I was young. And all I could think about was guitar. And but I always had trouble singing it because it was just a little too high for my range. And so what I've had to do, the guitar accompaniment starts with. And so my task, the assignment I gave myself was to figure out how to play it with pretty much the same notes, but with totally different fingerings, similar to what I did with Raynardine, but easier on this one. So now it goes. Got to stay in the right key. Sit by my side, come as close as the air, share in a memory of gray, and wander in my words, and dream about the pictures that I play of changes. Green leaves of summer turn red in the fall, to brown and to yellow they fade, and then they have to die, caught within the circle time parade of changes. Scenes of my young years were warm in my mind, visions of shadows that shine. But when the morning breaks, or till one day I returned, and found they were the victims of the vines of changes. The world spinning madly, it drifts in the dark, swings through a hollow of haze, a race around the stars, a journey through the universe ablaze with changes. And moments of magic will glow in the night. All fears of the forest are gone. But when the morning breaks, they're swept away by golden drops of dawn, of changes. And passions will part to a strange melody, as fires will sometimes burn cold, like petals in the wind. We're puppets to the silver strings of souls, of changes. Your tears will be trembling, now we're somewhere else. One last cup of wine we will pour, and I'll kiss you one more time and leave you on the rolling river shore of changes. So sit by my side, come as close as the air, share in a memory of gray, and wander in my words, and dream about the pictures that I play of changes. Changes by Phil Oakes, one of his great non-political songs, not to be confused with his many great political songs. And I see Jim Greco is here, and Phil DeFranco said he used to do that song in the 70s. Geez, that was like 50 years ago, buddy. And on we go. Kate has a long thing here, I think, about her weather recovery, which I will read later. And Tom Albright's here. Good to see you, Tom. And Kate Mack, I think I said hi to you. Thanks all for your comments. So it's time for announcements, and I have a question for you all. We have a pretty good crowd here today. So we're playing Bunny Barnes and Kurt Lippy and I are playing a concert at the Sellersville Theater in January, and we had asked them if they were going to do a live stream of it so people around the world could see it, and they said that they will if there's enough interest. So from what I gather, the live stream would cost like $10 probably. And if you are one of our fans who are anywhere in Europe or in California or anywhere where you cannot get to the Sellersville Theater on January 15th and would be willing to do the live stream, maybe leave a note here. Just say, yep, I'm up for the live stream. Or you can message me privately, or you can email me at raleigh@raleigh.brown.com. And we'll see how many people we get. Bunny's going to ask around too. And if we get enough people, then maybe they'll do that, and you guys can see what should be a very nice evening in a lovely venue, the Sellersville Theater, my hometown, cool little 450-seat music theater. So Michael Tierson says, Changes goes back about 60 years to the 1960s Electra era. Yes, it was first issued on the Phil Ochs in Concert album, and which was not actually in concert. It was kind of in concert, but they messed with it. And a great album, by the way. Speaking of live performances, I went to see my buddy Mark Cosgrove last night with his band, great fiddle player Nate Grower, who along with Mark played in David Bromberg's band for many years, and Larry Cohen, the legendary bass player from Tony Trishka's Skyline band, and Peter Lorch, who is a great upper harmony singer and rhythm guitarist who has been playing with Mark for years. And I was there for one set. I don't go away from Charlie for too long at a time. But it was a great show. Mark is terrific. If you ever get a chance to go hear him, you should. So, like that, I can see some people are posting I'm in. So thanks. I will keep track of this later after the show is over. And like that. Now, other announcements. There is a Venmo and PayPal link here, like usual, if you'd like to donate to the Charlie the Dog Dog Biscuit Fund. And we buy St. Rocco's dog treats. If you don't know about St. Rocco's, go look it up online. They're a local business here started by two young brothers in Bucks County. And they make these really kind of handmade sheets of dog treats which you can cut up, and they're all natural and very, we call them crack for dogs. So that's what some of the contributions go to. Also, there are Invisibles here: Kit Serikaku, Lori Payne, Judith Fox, Joel Biget, George Young, and Mario Prue. And on the schedule, I think that's about all I have in the way of announcements right now. If there's anything else, I'm forgetting it for the moment. That show, by the way, at the Sellersville is January 15th, so we still have some time. But it would be good to know if people are interested in live streaming it. It would help. It would raise our stock with the theater a little bit, and you'd get to see a nice show. So, and they're concerned because if they do a live stream, they have to hire other people to man the cameras and stuff. On the schedule, I am here right now, as you may have noticed. On Monday, I don't know who's here, but somebody will post. And on Tuesday, Cozy will not be on. She is, I believe she's going out to Moab for her annual, what eventually will be her annual music camp, which is a wonderful camp. And I'm sure they're all full up by now, but you could always check Moab Folk Camp. And I was there last year, and maybe I'll be back there some other year. So she will not be on for the next few weeks. They're traveling for a while. And then I will be back on Wednesday at 3 p.m. for my usual show. And so that brings us to the next up. I've never told the story of how I wrote this song, I don't think. But one day I was walking in the park by myself. This was before I had Charlie, but after Suki was gone, and of course Jan had passed away. And coming the other way was this beautiful young woman with blonde hair, just dressed all in black. It was just like striking. It was like at 8 a.m. And as I walk through the park, I usually nod to people or say hello, say good morning. And I looked at her, and she just made it was very clear she didn't want to make eye contact with me. She just walked by. And that little image of this woman in black is what led to this song, just if you want to know the rest of the story. Another cup of coffee, another morning in the sun. There's a big wind coming, set these dark spirits on the run. Out west in Ohio, they still have snow. How I survived there, I don't know. But I'm just sitting here with the opposite of the blues. I dreamt the blues was a lady. She approached me all in black. I could see her tragic beauty, but she would not look back. I believe I tried to catch her eye, caught the glint of a smile as she moved by, kindly left me with the opposite of the blues. Friends are moving, they are on the move again. I too will travel, but I don't know when. Now you can marshal all your forces, but the battle's never done. So I believe I'll have another cup and just sit here in the sun. So many sorrows, so much woe. The time has come to let them go and just live on with the opposite of the blue. The opposite of the blues. And that was also, you can hear in the verse there, the fact that we were still in the pandemic and people were not traveling. You know, some of my friends were starting to go out and do gigs again, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere yet. I don't trust this thing. So next up is I don't know much about this song. I guess originally I don't think it's from the Disney movie of Peter Pan. It might have been from the Mary Martin Broadway show or something. But it's called Neverland. So Neverland, and Carol Pratt and others are writing. Maybe you guys know where it came from. It sounds like the Mary Martin one might have been on the money. And that was I stole that. I didn't actually steal the arrangement. I heard a guy play it online, and I can't remember what his, he was on YouTube. But I can't remember what his moniker was. It wasn't his actual name, and he played a really lovely version of it. And I thought, wow, that's beautiful. But I wanted to do it in a different key, so I worked it out in a different key. And there's a couple things I put into it for you guitar nerds out there. First of all, you have this line that goes da 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 da. So we have the open D string, and then we have the 7th fret and the 8th fret, and get the melody. So whereas normally you would go bum 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 or bum 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 bum, you go and then you jump up here where you get the 3rd note, and then above that, and then you get the melody note, and then here you could go. But if you use these notes, then you get this harp-like effect. So I do it as and this is something I stole out of a version I heard of They Can't Take That Away From Me. So pardon me for going on about this, but we have a little time here, so it's a little guitar lesson for today. So They Can't Take That Away From Me, say the ending of the verse might go but one of the substitutions I heard used for it, which has a really nice emotional movement to it, is instead of like that, you get this. If we moved that up, it would be like but played down here in the bass, it had a really pretty sound, and I thought it sounded perfect on that tune. So we go isn't that nice? And then we go and go on from there. Anyhow, that's your guitar lesson for today. So I have one more song for you. From the great Billie Holiday, not to be confused with any of the other Billie Holidays, of whom I'm sure there are plenty, maybe. And this version is strongly influenced by Dave Van Ronk's version of this tune, which was a kind of folky jazz version instead of just a jazz version. It works for me. Well, them that's got shall get, and them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have. God bless the child who's got his own. Got his own. You know the rich get rich while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets, they don't ever make the grade. Mama may have, Papa may have. God bless the child who's got his own, who's got his own. You know money, you got lots of friends hanging round your door. But when money's gone and spending ends, you know they don't come no more. Well, rich relations may give you crusts of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't you take too much. Mama may have, Papa may have. God bless the child who's got his own. You know money, you've got lots of friends hanging round your door. But when money's gone and spending ends, you know they don't come no more. Rich relations may give you crusts of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't you take too much. Mama may have, Papa may have. God bless the child who's got his own. God Bless the Child by Billie Holiday. And one cool thing about the way Van Ronk plays this, I think, either he did it this way or he did something else this way and I stole it from him, is the way his bass precedes the beat. So it's like 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then you could go on the beat. So be happy and be healthy, be brave and be calm. Be kind, it's a snap. If you get cranky, take a nap. Have a great beginning of the week. I hope to see you on Wednesday. Again, if you would be interested in this live stream of the January 15th concert, let me know, and we will pass the word on to the Sellersville Theater. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.